What's up, NFL fans? I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook, and don't forget to check out and purchase your copy of our latest football game plan book, Stiff Arming Football Myths. We have these available in both PDF and paperback form.
For the Eagles in this ball game, Nick Foles' pocket presence will be key. This is a guy that tends to sack himself. If he steps up into the pocket, the Eagles do a great job of pass protection. He may have even more success throwing the football, but he has to improve his pocket presence, especially this week versus J.J. Watt and Jadeveon Clowney. And those inside backers of Philadelphia have to be able to meet the running game at the point of attack. To stop the outside zone is all about your inside linebacker play, being able to shut down those cutback lanes. And if they're not there, it could be a big day on the ground for Arian Foster, and they have to deliver their first blow. A lot of times we see the Philadelphia Eagles tend to sit and wait, take the first punch, try to wade through the first half, and they come on strong in the second half. They have to set the tone early on both sides of the ball in order to have some success. And for the Texans in this ball game, I still believe tight end play is crucial. You want to get guys like Garrett Graham, C.J. Fedorowicz more involved in the offense, and that's just going to open up that passing game and make them that much more tougher to defend. And you want to force Nick Foles to play fast. Here's a guy that plays extremely slow in the pocket. Force him to make quick decisions, quick throws, quick reads, and that way you can rally up and make the tackle. And on the offensive side, you have to be able to sustain drives. The key to beating Philadelphia is about out-possessioning the Eagles. You don't want to give Chip Kelly's offense, or any offense for that matter, more possessions with the football, because the Eagles do have the talent to put points up on the board.
This week versus the Houston Texans, we know Chip Kelly loves to package plays on offense. And I'm going to show you one thing he loves to do as far as he has a zone read incorporated with the bubble screen to the receiver on the outside. Show you how they have it set up here and how we can be successful versus the Houston Texans. Two guys they're reading on this play. They're going to read the in man on the line of scrimmage and the cornerback on the outside. He's playing off, so they're going to read how well he attacks this bubble screen that they're going to run here. Because what these two guys are doing, he's going to go up in base block, and he's going to run either a stop route, or he's going to run a streak, or let's just say he's going to run a post to make it even interesting. So everyone is taking their zone steps, so it looks like a running play as well. So that's where the zone read comes. Now you're reading the backside. If this guy is just drifting off into space, you may even hand it off, because you may have the numbers. You have 1, 2, 3 guys against 3 blockers, 4 if he knocks out the corner, and LaShawn McCoy should be able to find some room running the football. Now, what you're reading here is if this guy crashes down, which means you have 2 on 3, you throw the football here to whomever you want to have in the slot running the bubble screen. But let's just say he decides to be a hero and comes here along with the corner that's crashing. Now you've created a big passing window for Nick Foles to pull the football and hit the bang 8, the skinny post right there. So that's how you have 3 plays into one play, and it's all about reading these guys. You're going to read the backside linebacker, you're going to read the play side backer, you're going to read how the cornerback reacts to the bubble screen motion and the fact that this guy is going to drift up and shoot to the post. So that's one way that Chip Kelly loves to package plays, and I think it could be successful this week versus the Houston Texans. This week versus the Philadelphia Eagles, it's going to be important for the Texans to stop the strong side power play. I'm going to show you what the Eagles try to do and how the Texans can go about stopping it. Show you what we're talking about here. The basic concept of the power play is try to get a guard coming front side to lead up on one of these backers. So they're going to try to reach block J.J. Watt, which probably would be a bad idea. They're going to try to combo the nose and work back to this backer here. You're going to pull this guy around, try to lead him up in the hole to take this backer. And obviously you're going to try to work up here, and everyone's going to try to cross face. But what has to happen to stop the strong side power, it's all about occupying a gap. So J.J. Watt cannot allow himself to get reached. He has to occupy this B gap. Nose tackle obviously has to split the double team. Here, occupy the A gap. You want a hard seal on the outside by the backer. He sees that running game coming. Boom. He's going to try to take a hard angle to set the edge to keep it boxed in. Cornerback is going to replace him, setting the edge in case this guy bounces it out. He has help because he knows he has a safety over top. Backer obviously can't allow this guard to get here at the second level, so he's going to have to meet him right there in the hole. You want to clog up that A and B gap with 3 defenders, nose, backer, 5 tech. And obviously, if you're splitting that double team, gives the backer room here to close that A gap. And now everyone is playing backside contained, so that way he can't cut it back. So it's all about these strong side guys occupying the A and B gap with 1, 2, 3 defenders setting the edge, allowing this backer here to play cleanup and probably make the tackle in one of those holes. So that's how they can defend the strong side power this week versus the Philadelphia Eagles.
A big part of the reason why the Eagles are able to have success offensively is due to the play of their offensive line. I believe the offensive line could be one of the biggest X factors in this ball game. They're facing 2 outstanding pass rushers in J.J. Watt and also a guy in Jadeveon Clowney, the rookie out of South Carolina. Even Whitney Merciless can bring pressure off the edge. But what I like most about this Eagles offensive front is that they're able to recognize and pick up both stunts and blitzes and are able to win with base blocks as well. So they can beat you any type of way. It's up to Nick Foles to be able to step up into the pocket this week versus Houston and fire the football with accuracy and on time down the field. You see right here, drifting back, that's going to cost you big plays versus this Texans defense. So again, I have no doubt in my mind that the offensive line of the Philadelphia Eagles will come ready to play, but will Nick Foles be ready to play? Otherwise, this offense could struggle. Versus the Philadelphia Eagles, the Houston Texans will see a variety of coverages, mostly some zone coverages. You may see cover 2 or cover 3, and I want to show you one way they can beat zone coverages by flooding the zone. That's one way you can beat the zone, by flooding it. And you see right here versus the Tennessee Titans, they did a great job of that. The 2 wide receivers at the bottom run crossers, and they're going to send the back out in the route on an out route, which pulls the linebackers away from the middle of the field, creating a huge hole right there for Ryan Fitzpatrick to fire the football for a completion. So as we run it, you're going to see how this play worked to perfection. Again, pulling the linebacker out of the middle of the field, forcing him to cover that back, thus creating the void in the middle for the completion to the wide receiver. And again, they don't need Ryan Fitzpatrick to throw for 300 yards each and every game, but they just have to make plays like this consistently, because we know a lot of what they do throwing the football can come off of the play action pass, and they can run the ball. So if they're able to hit these plays consistently and move the chains, it bodes well for this Texans offense. The biggest X factor for the Eagles in this ball game will be their ability to get in the face of Ryan Fitzpatrick. Their pass rush has to be there. They haven't had a lot of success putting quarterbacks on the ground. If they're able to frustrate the passing game of Houston, it just makes them one-dimensional and therefore easier to defend. And the X factor for the Texans, in my opinion, will be Jadeveon Clowney, the rookie outside edge rusher. Here's a guy that's designed to get pressure on the QB. Now, if he can be enough of a nuisance this week versus Philadelphia, it's going to allow J.J. Watt on the opposite side or on the same side to have a lot of success getting in the face of Nick Foles. So I think Jadeveon Clowney in his second game back from injury will have the biggest impact on his defense. I like the Texans in this ball game. I really like what's going on in the trenches down there in Houston on both sides of the ball. Defensively in the front 7, they're doing a great job being aggressive. They're clogging up running lanes, and I think they'll do a fine job against Philadelphia's offense. And on the offensive side, they're firing off the football. They're running the football with success. And I believe with the way they're playing in the trenches on both sides of the ball, it'll be enough to knock off Philadelphia at home.
What's up, fantasy football fans? I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. For all of your starts, sits, fantasy football notes, news, and tidbits, tune into our podcast, Football Game Plan Starting Lineup, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on our Football Game Plan Radio Network, which is located at blogtalkradio.com/footballgameplan.
And I also want to give a huge shout out to Houston Texan fan forums and Eagle fan forums for always showing Football Game Plan support.